Hey people that are interested in cats, the paranormal and things. So today I've got two pieces of bad news. So the first one I'll start with is Rhea. Now Rhea, one of my cats, she was found outside Sainsbury's. And basically I got a phone call from Simon to say he'd found a cat. Now the cat had been with some homeless people and they kept trying to pass this kitten, because basically she was about 6 months old, something like that. They're trying to pass her off to other people and people kept saying no, no, no. And of course, as soon as it came to Simon, he said yes. So grabbed this cat, but unfortunately he was with a friend and he had been shopping, so obviously he had to leave the friend with the shopping while he walked part of the way home. In that time I was rang up and asked to come and meet him, so I had to go and meet him, and he passed me this calico cat. So brings her home, and this must have been August, near the end of August, beginning of October 2018. So anyway, brings this cat home, and yeah, she wasn't too bad. She was obviously a bit frightened, like most cats are. And this is before we had our partition door that we've got downstairs to stop the cats going near the front door. And one day I was answering the door. This is a couple of days after she'd been rescued. And as soon as we opened the door, she'd ran out. Now, in the meantime, I'd already taken pictures of her, and obviously I displayed that, you know, she was missing and all the rest of it. And then I got a message from my daughter to say that this cat had been seen on Facebook and they wanted to know who her owners were. So basically I contacted them and told them what had happened. She'd been missing for about 2 weeks by then. And I told them what happened, that we'd only had a couple of days and obviously we would have taken her to get, you know, neutered. But, you know, we'd only had a couple of days and she got out and run off, and obviously I couldn't run after her. So the lady, she'd gone to a charity and the lady had brought her back, and then she told me she'd been done. And I said, well, since you're a charity, you know, I'll contribute if you want. And she just basically just said no. She said she was more than happy that she was actually going back home. So I thought, oh, fair enough. So we got her back, and 6 happy years down the line. And last weekend, she was not eating, losing weight, not completely herself. So it was decided that I would take her to the vets. This is on Tuesday of last week. And took her to the vets. We didn't know what was going on with her. All the symptoms was she was eating, but she was drinking, but we didn't think she was passing any urine. So we thought maybe she could have had some urinary tract infection or something like that. So I relayed this to the vet, and the vet tried to give her a blood test, and she basically went completely nuts. She was not happy. So they said, well, we could sedate her and then take blood from her, or we could give her some medication to calm her down. And I said, look, just sedate her, please, so she can get this done, you know, right now, because I think it's quite important, and I'd rather you'd act on it now rather than wait. So they agreed. They sedated her, and they said they'd ring me back later with the results. And then they rang me up, and they said they had some unfortunate news, that they'd done her bloods and everything, and they checked her over, and her kidneys were swollen to about 5 centimeters each. So they basically enlarged, and she was in the process of kidney failure. And for cats, there's no coming back from it. So they can't have dialysis, dialysts, I can't say the word, dialysts, like humans. And they said, you know, she was in pain, she was upset. So that was another concern that I had. So that was another reason why I rushed her to the vets, because it wasn't an emergency. So she was in pain. And they just said, you know, unfortunately, we can't do anything for her. And that she would have to be put to sleep. So I rushed over to the vets and spent some time with her before she left to the Rainbow Bridge. So unfortunately, she had passed away. And yeah, now I did take some videos in the actual veterinary clinic, but obviously I didn't take any pictures after she had had her injection, because that's just not right. But I'll also have, I think there's a couple of videos of her when she was, you know, more active, when she was younger. So I'm going to, and some pictures. So I'm going to let you see them right now. Yeah, that's you. Look at that beautiful little girl. That's you. Yes, it is. Okay, little girl, keep still. Okay. Good girl. Beautiful baby. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So there'll be no arguments between you and Sakura, but you will meet her again, so you can resume your arguing. Can't you? Right, this box cats love, because it's an open top maybe. But baby Rhea. Because she got sedated earlier, because she wouldn't let them take blood. So they actually had to sedate her to take blood from her. And that's when they found out what was up with her. And basically, I just didn't want her to go in pain. Excuse me, lady. You are my star. Rhea. Rhea. My little star, aren't you? Hey? Here we go. There. What is it, Rhea? Get that naughty bug. Fast. What are you doing? Right, the second piece of bad news. I've got a female cat. Rhea was mainly Simon's cat, but she's more or less attached to me, because cats tend to choose their people. So anyway, Bubbles is the mum of 5 cats that I have in this house, and that is Bast, Natsu, Kronos, Gizmo, and the oldest Shiro. So she's basically mum to them. Now, Bubbles would have been near enough 14 years old. So it could be a good age for a cat, but yeah. Anyway, she was basically advertised at a pet shop, and it was like kittens, you know, for free. And I thought, okay, you know, I'd only had one cat by then. I wouldn't mind getting a free cat. So obviously I rang the number, talked to a guy, and he said, yeah, we'll bring her around, and, you know, you can come and meet her. And so I met up with the guy and was given this beautiful white and tabby cat. I said, well, she's a bit big for a kitten. And then he said, well, she's 10 months old. So I thought, oh, okay, fair enough. So I took her home. A few days later, she always has been the most loving, caring cat. She just loved people. She would just lick your hands and just not bite, but like chew on you. I think they were called love nips. Just being dead caring. She would grab you with her paws and bring them to her face and cuddle you and just want you to rub, you know, stroke her hair, tickle her under her chin. You know, the most loving way cats do. So anyway, a few days after we'd got her, we just looked at her and it was like, are you pregnant? Now, I'd never really seen a pregnant cat before. You know, obviously not really owning cats before myself. But then looking, and it was like, I think she is. So I said to the person that I bought, well, not bought her, but got her from, and he's like, well, we'll have her back if you want. And I thought, what, for her to be passed on to somebody else? No, I will keep her. So anyway, about another week later, she's pacing up and down, and I'm thinking, what's going on with her? And it turned out that she was in labour, and she did actually give birth to two little kittens. And that was Shiro, and there was another cat called Salem. And then, was it about a year later, we found out she was a door opener, and she opened the door and got out and got pregnant again. So that's when she had Natsu, Kronos, Gizmo, and Bast. Now, we've had many, many good years with her. She, like I said, she's been loving, she's caring, she just loves people. She loves her cuddles. And she's just an absolutely beautiful cat. So anyway, near the end of last year, she developed this cough, and she seemed quite congested. So obviously, took her to the vets. The vets gave her antibiotics. But it was, oh, fudge, I can't remember the name of it. But she was given antibiotics anyway. And she'd finished the course, and she seemed to be getting better. And then, later this month, not long after what had happened with Rhea, she developed the cough. It'd come back, but it had come back really, really bad and rapid. It was awful, the coughing she was going through. And it was just a case of, right, well, she needs to go to the vets again. So, obviously, come Monday, we thought, right, get her to the vets today. And Simon's looking for her, because obviously we want to feed the cats. And then he's like, Jackie, I've got bad news. And I'm like, what? And he's like, Bubbles has passed away. And she'd actually passed away in her sleep on the window ledge in here. So, yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't know how ill she was, but she was under the care of the vets. And I'd only did what I could, and that was take her there, give her medication, let her finish it, and then was ready to take her again. So it's not like I don't take my animals to the vets. I do. So I don't know whether it could be prevented. I don't know. I really don't know. It was just more of a shock waking up to find Your cat that was nearly 14 years old had gone. So I don't know. And she had a little bit of like black marks around her face, but it appeared that her children in the night had been cleaning her, because especially Bast, wherever he's hiding, he's quite close to his mum. Actually, they all are, but Bast and Natsu are very, very close to their mum. And looks like they've been looking after her during the night, because her face was all clean. She was clean. They'd been bathing her. So they'd obviously known that something had gone on. And today is none of the quietest I've seen these cats. So they know. They're not silly animals. They do know. But anyway, I will show you some videos and pictures of Bubbles, and then we will get back to the video. Good girl. Mum Bubbles on the left, with her birth son on the right. Bubbles is now almost, well, she is 13, and Bast is 11 this year.
Come here. Do you want some too? Do you want some of this?
I'm still videoing then. I'm very sorry, it's a very sad one today, but since myself and my cats are on YouTube, I'm not gonna not show them or talk about them or say nothing and see, you know, them disappear slowly and expect people not to notice, because it is quite noticeable. But saying that, it's not like I'm going to hide and say nothing, because I've done nothing wrong except for care for them and done what I could for them and just love them unconditionally. So I'm sorry it's a sad one this week. Hopefully I'll have a bit more of a cheery one on Thursday. But please like, share and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Bye.